Hey Pixies! Today we are doing a review and demo of an Amazon kit. Pretty Diva Direct sent this to me. It is the Feelin Playful collection and I absolutely love the packaging. That little tube with the constellations on it made me so happy. I loved it and I kept it and I put all the dip powders back in it and stored it because I couldn't part with that. It is so unique and beautiful. And as I said, this is an Amazon kit. It will be linked down below. It is called Feelin Playful. The individual powders do not have names. They're sold as collections. And it is 4 1-ounce dip powders. And it comes with some little instructions and some maple leaves that you can add on because the one powder does have leaves in it, but not many. So I think that they added on those little extras. But it comes with this bright red. I love the jar too. The matte top is beautiful. And then the next one is a clear. That's one that has the leaves in it and it also has gold foils. And then the next one is a gold glitter. It is more on the small and fine side. There's no big chunky pieces in there. This one is a white shimmer. It has like a silvery white shimmer to it. Really, really pretty, so sparkly. And then it has instructions. It basically says to do it the way we always do it. So that's what we're going to do. And for this, I am using my Cascade Colorworks dip liquids, which I have been absolutely loving lately. I've been using them a lot. And for some reason, this time they're not giving me dip flu. I don't know why. They did before. Now they're not. I don't understand. I don't know. This kit is $23.79 on Amazon right now. Of course, Amazon prices fluctuate a little bit, so depending on when you watch this or when it's uploaded, it may have changed slightly, but it probably wouldn't have changed that much. For the first dip, I am laying my finger in, which is not typically what I do, but for whites, I know that they're not always super opaque. So I decided for both dips, I would lay into the powder. So I'm applying that Cascade Colorworks dip base, laying my finger into the powder, cleaning up the cuticle. And for the powders, they felt high quality. They were really fine, which I prefer. They just go on nice and smooth. I didn't have any issues except with the clear, which we'll get to that later. And that was just a minor issue, kind of my error, but I'll explain then. And I am just going to do that shimmery white on each finger except the ring finger. And if you see my skin there, you can see just how super shimmery this is. Most of these colors would translate to pretty much any time of the year. So if you're just looking to get into dip powder, this may be a good kit for you to try because that white could be used any time of the year, in my opinion. And the gold glitter also. The red, who doesn't love a red nail from time to time? The only one would be the one with the maple leaves, but honestly, you'll see when we get to that. I'll explain a little bit further. But I am going to lay in for both dips and dust off in between. I'm breaking out the gold glitter. I am not big on gold. All of my jewelry is silver except a gold necklace that my sister got me, which is a paw print, and I wear that sometimes, but I am just not a gold person. However, fall, you typically think gold, and it all worked very well together once I put the dip on my ring finger because that has the gold foils in it. This glitter was really easy to work with. It did not give me any issues, but like I said, there aren't any like super chunky pieces in there, which is usually where people have the problem. Just make sure whenever you're working with any glitter that you're tapping those glitter pieces down flat on your nail. That will prevent a whole ton of work when buffing and filing. So I went ahead and used my Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush and tapped it on the cuticle, kind of angling my finger down so it will trickle down towards the tip. And then I moved some of the bigger pieces back towards my cuticle and cleaned up the cuticle area, made sure everything was laying nice and flat. Now here is the clear dip powder. So my issue with this was I do not swatch. So I do swatch. I have swatching videos, but that's really the only time I swatch. If I swatch, it's recorded. You've seen all of my swatching. Other than that, I don't swatch. So I'm not one of those that as soon as I get my dip powders, I break out my swatches and I swatch. I thought that the clear was white. And to my surprise, it was clear. Now, if I had swatched, I would have known that. I didn't swatch. So what I probably would have done, now the clear look with foils and all of that is beautiful. I just wasn't expecting it. So what I probably would have done would be I would have done a dip of the white and then went in with the clear with the maple leaves and foils, which the foils stuck pretty well. The maple leaves, as you saw, I kind of took some out of the packaging there and put them on individually. And I had to do a couple of extra dips, which made that nail a little bit bulky. And then I had a ton of buffing and filing to do. So if you like to swatch, just do your swatching so that you know what you're getting into, because I don't. And then sometimes I'm surprised. Sometimes it's a good surprise. Sometimes it's a not good surprise. This one ended up being good. I liked the manicure overall, so we were okay, but I had a ton of buffing and filing to do with this one because I ended up doing extra dips. And like I said, if I had known, I would have just did a dip of the white and then a dip of that clear with the foils, made sure I got foils and leaves on there, maybe did a second dip of the clear and moved on. I didn't do that. So that was my only issue, but I really loved the way all of these colors corresponded together and the way the whole manicure came together. And I thought it was a really neat dip to have the foils and the leaves in there. I'm dusting off. Now the ring finger is not dry because the Cascade Colorworks liquids dry a little bit slower than what I'm used to. So I didn't dust that one off yet, but I am using the Cascade Colorworks clear to cap everything and make sure we don't damage anything when we buff and file. So I am going to do a dip of that clear on each finger, treating it the same, applying the dip base. I'm pouring over though because I don't want to get any of those shimmery particles in there, which could ruin a solid manicure. So I'm pouring over and trying to be very careful, and then cleaning up the cuticle area. I always scrub clear dip powder off really, really well with a stiff nail brush. It will help prevent that little white spotting that sometimes will happen with clear. So I always do that. Now I'm using the Cascade Colorworks Activator. I usually do 2 layers just to make sure that I didn't miss any spots. And I was waiting for that ring finger to dry. And now I'm dusting that off, and I will activate that as well. And I am going to put the activator on, grab a glove, and this is just a black rubber glove, and I really press for my life, because that will help flatten everything out and give you less buffing and filing to do. I went ahead and buffed, filed, reshaped. Now I'm applying that second layer of activator so our top coat will dry nice and shiny, and I'm really making sure I'm getting in there. I'm going to give it about 30 seconds, and then I wipe off with a lint-free wipe. You can use a paper towel as long as it doesn't leave any lint behind. And I'm going to give each nail a good rub, and I got a little bit of powder still on my nail, so I'll tell you what I do about that in a minute. But I'm going to take the Cascade Colorworks Dip Top Coat, do a quick layer of top coat on each nail, and wipe the brush off in between. The brush did not contaminate, which I was thankful for. And for this kit, like I said, if you're a beginner, if you're looking to get into dip powder, if you want to add to your collection, I think it's a really cute kit. So I would definitely recommend. And Thanksgiving, which means Black Friday, is coming up soon. There may be a sale. I don't know. I don't know what their sales are like, if they ever do sales or not on the Pretty Diva Direct kits. But overall, I really liked the powders. They went on nice, and I thought they were kind of unique and pretty. I waited until the top coat started to look a little matte, and now I'm going in with that second layer and capping the free ends. For any dip powder that is remaining around my cuticle, after my top coat is dry, I wash my hands, and then I take the scraper side of my cuticle pusher and I scrape it off. You can also do it after you apply your cuticle oil, and the water, the cuticle oil, it just helps to break it up, and then it comes right off. So I am going to apply my cuticle oil. Let me know what you think about the manicure down below, if you've tried Pretty Diva Direct or if you're going to. And while I apply my cuticle oil, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. YouTube will then recommend it to others. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, or find me on Instagram or TikTok at @dippingpixie. Make sure you're subscribed with your notifications on. I have new videos every Monday and Thursday. That's it for this one, guys, and I will see you in the next one.